Happy Sunday. It's Smitty Smith, River City Blues Realty. Here to pop off another live jam with you. Family, we're sharing the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We're sharing inspirational stories. We ain't sugarcoating nothing. That's Nuff apostrophe N. When you get to nothing, you know you mean business, family.
Right.
I'm here with Neff. How you doing this morning, Neff?
I'm good, Smitty. How are you?
I am well. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, well, I live in Richmond, Virginia. Been here most of my life. I met you back in 2005 when a friend of
That's
mine, Lisa Harvey,
Lisa.
you were her,
Yeah, yeah,
you were her
yeah,
realtor,
yeah.
and she introduced me to you, and you helped me with my first home purchase back in 2000 and I closed April 28th, 2006 on my first home.
Man, you got a good memory for such an old person because that was
Yeah,
20
all
years
right.
ago.
That was a long time ago.
That wasn't yesterday, Neff.
No, no, it
you kind of
wasn't.
you're kind of disappearing off the screen. Come back to
Oh,
the
okay.
center.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We're gonna talk about you later because June and I we love to gossip. We're gonna talk about you like a dog, okay?
I
So
got you.
wow, it's amazing. 20 years. Where'd the
Hmm.
time go? You know,
Yeah, I know.
it
I know.
it
It's been
it,
a
it
long
just
time.
goes. We don't know
It
where it
does.
goes. All we know is that it goes.
It does.
You know. So back then, before the show, we talked about how much money you actually brought to the table to buy your first home. How much was that?
It was about $700.
That is
I just
crazy.
I will never forget it. I just remember calling my grandmother and just saying, "Grandma, he said I only need to come to the meet the lawyer with $700." And she said,
That's
"Don't question it." you know
exactly.
and I just remember her saying, "Don't question it." And
Yeah,
yeah, I bought a house for $700 down.
that's crazy good.
Yeah.
So, since you got such a good memory that you can remember the month, the day, the year, and probably the exact time, let's see if you remember this. My favorite question to ask everybody. See, June, she's not with us right now because she likes to get all deep. Me, I like to keep it light. Miss Neff,
Yes.
what was the first meal you cooked in your home? Yeah, we're gonna test your memory
The
now.
first meal I could,
Hmm.
I'm sure, probably just bacon and eggs, Smitty, because
Okay.
I'm not a cook, so it was probably was something very, very, very simple. I was just so happy to be in there,
Yeah.
and I may have had just a couple of pots, just enough to make something real, real simple. But I was just happy to be there. So
Well, it just so happens my favorite meal is what? Bacon. You could never have enough bacon in your life.
you can
As a
never
matter
have
of
enough
fact,
bacon.
I'm loud talking now, so June could hear me. So you can never have too much bacon. I'm
Right.
just putting it out there in the universe, seeing if it goes anywhere.
I got you.
Because sister girl talking about 2 pieces of bacon. I'm like, please, maybe for you, you better
Right.
rub me my bacon and quit playing.
I understand.
But Neff, I've been doing this crazy business for over 25 years, and the thing that I truly enjoy the most of everything that I enjoy, and I love my career. I was
Mhm.
born to do this. And I get excited when I get to assist, someone purchase a home and fire their landlord. Our goal this year is to fire 100 landlords. But even with all of that, Neff, even the joy, the excitement of helping folks take advantage of grants and down payment assistance, of all that, the thing I
Right.
enjoy most of all, Neff, is when I get to work with the children
Yeah.
who were children when I help their parents. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, sometimes it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. It
You
is.
know.
It's so my son, and I say son, SUN, right?
Hmm.
Because I met his mother when he was like 10,
Hmm.
maybe 11, maybe
Okay.
11. Um. So I we've I've been around for a while.
Hmm.
And as soon as he started, getting his grown up job, and we started talking to him about real estate and different things, like, you were always at the forefront of my mind for who I would suggest that he worked with.
Touch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
That just simply thank you. And I met Tiki yesterday, and
Yeah.
he's exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Young African American male who's not going to waste time. you know.
Mhm.
But what's so cool about Tiki, and we talked about this yesterday, Neff, you know, I love playing Call of Duty, and your son
Right.
loves playing Call of Duty.
Does. He does.
You know, so here you have this young kid, and here you have this other young kid, which is me, young at heart,
Uh-huh.
maybe not in age, you know, but young in heart. But you know, we're grooving together over a video game, you know. So
Right.
he's young and about business. Me, I'm not as young, can we just say, you know, but
Okay.
we're both, you know, we're both down to business, you know, and you know, and as we talked about yesterday, Neff, some of that is in the kid, but it's got to be encouraged, it's got to be developed, it's got to be molded, you know, and the parents get all the credit for that.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
and your wife, man, if it wasn't Sunday, I'd say hell of a good job. But since it is
Right.
Sunday, I won't say hell of a good job. But
Thank you,
between me and
Smitty.
you, hell of a
Thank
good
you.
job. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Because I
Appreciate that.
know it took a lot of work, you know,
It
and
a lot of work, a lot of prayer, a lot of, you know,
yeah,
suggestions. Um and he had it in him, so it was kind of like easy to develop, like, so it wasn't hard to encourage him to
sure.
do certain things. So
Hmm.
he's got it though. He's way more advanced at 24, especially financially, than I was. I know that for a fact.
And that's
He
that
is.
generational wealth. You know, I tell folks all
Yeah,
the time, the number one job of any parent is to make sure that their children can do, even if it's just a little bit better than they did, you know.
absolutely.
And that way we know we're doing the things we're supposed to do, you know.
Absolutely.
I feel really confident that my mom is really proud of me for doing better. You know, my mom and my dad are really proud. I'm proud of me for doing better than what they have done. You know, and my daughters, man, my kids and my son, man, they're blowing me away. As a matter of fact, I can't even get them to lend me $20. The fact I don't need it ain't the point. I just feel like as a parent, I should be able to pick up the phone anytime. Hey, can you run me $20 down here to DC? You know,
Right.
and they always like, we ain't got it. You taught us not to lend people, but you know,
Trust
now, but
me.
I'm like, I get in. I'm like, you can't send dear old dad $20.
Huh.
They're like, nah,
Yeah.
can't do it, dad.
I
So
understand.
you do really? Nah,
I
man, y'all gotta run me
I
some
I
duckies.
yeah, so listen, I know that if I really need $20, I could get it from Tiki, but I better have a real story behind it. I better
so,
really have a story behind it.
so it ain't just about you asking for it. You asking for it just ain't gonna be enough, huh?
No, no,
You
no.
know?
You gotta really, and he's really financially savvy, and I admire it so much.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned a lot from him. I'm sure my wife has too.
Hmm.
But he's really financially savvy. Like, he really breaks down his paycheck and his
Wow.
expenses, and he's really good with his money. He really
Wow.
is. Like, his credit is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. He went right through the pre-qualification process. We out home shopping right now, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, Neff, that's actually the age where folks screw up their credit. You know, at that young age is when credit card companies seem to pounce on you and give you this and give you that. And so, you know, you spend your 20s screwing up, you
Hmm.
spend your 30s suffering for it. And then when you get around to the 40s is when you start cleaning up your game and trying to
Right.
get some things done. But to
Hmm.
start off, to not waste, and that's why the show is time versus money. You know, for him to start off strong, ain't
Yep.
nowhere to go but up. You know, can you imagine all the stuff that Tiki's going to accomplish?
Oh yeah. I see definitely, you know, financial freedom in his world.
Yeah,
He's going to be somebody that has is going to be the true definition of somebody that's experiencing financial freedom. He's
yeah,
going to have. There's no question about it. He's very, and if it was one thing that I could recommend to any parent that has a credit card with some age on it, add your children as authorized users.
thank you, sister.
Add your children as authorized users. Give them an opportunity to establish some credit, even if it's running in the background. Not anything that you may have to even discuss with them, but add them as authorized users, allow them to start a credit profile as early as possible. And if you feel like it's going down, remove them. It's not as if they have to go down with you.
No,
You can
no.
you can remove them. So, but
Mhm.
if you can, add your children as authorized users. I learned a lot of those things. I got to give credit to my wife for that.
Mhm.
But that was when he got to the age where she could do it, she did it.
Mhm.
So it's and you teach them the importance of whatever you spend, you pay off.
Yeah.
And then you
Yes.
just continue to build up that for yourself. And he got it. He ran. I mean, he ran with it.
He ran
He
with it. You
he he
know,
ran he ran with it.
so
So
like I said, yeah, it was part of it was in him. All you guys had to do was feed it and nurture it to get
that's
it to
it.
bloom. And
That's it.
Neff, you said two important words, and I just want to go back and speak on those just for a moment. But before I do, I want to be sure to say good morning to Miss Yvonne Blount. Miss Clayton, how you doing, sister? I'm being nice to her because she's gonna make me a lemon meringue pie. But after I get my
Okay.
pie, I ain't gonna be nice to her no more.
Okay. I got you.
But that authorized user family, listen to this woman. This is someone who actually is utilizing actual items. She
Right.
added her son's name as an authorized user. That doesn't mean that you have to give them access to the account.
No. No.
You're just adding them as an authorized user, but I'm not giving you one of my credit cards. No,
No.
man. But what I'm gonna do is I'm having my good credit transfer over to your no credit or little credit. So now I'm giving my children a boost. I'm giving them a boot to credit awareness.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And ain't that
Right.
the job of a parent, just to help our children, but
Yeah. Just
without
to
destroying ourselves?
yeah. Just to give them a glimpse into possibilities outside of their immediate surroundings.
Sure. Sure.
And
Absolutely.
that's just what it is. It may not necessarily be that they're going to get, because everybody is not going to dribble or shoot or
No.
throw their way out of poverty. That's
Lord,
not
ain't
that's not the reality.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so
Girl,
so
you
we gotta be realistic, and we have to really, I think, assess
hmm
our child. Like, I don't think, Tiki went to college, and he graduated with his associates, but Tiki went to college because we thought he should go to college.
hmm
But that's not really, school is really not his thing,
It's
right?
not
So
right.
it was no, so instead of pushing him in a direction that was beneficial to us, we kind of let him kind of do his thing. And I just see things are going to be different for him. And
Well,
that's
again, you said something else, sister, and it's just on point. Hang on one second here. Let me make a little technical adjustment on our side. You said
okay.
something else that's just so critically important. You said not everybody is going to run, shoot, jump, and dribble out of poverty, and even not even out of poverty, you're not necessarily going to run, shoot, dribble, or your way out of middle class or wherever you are. It takes more. We can't all plan on being basketball superstars or sports superstars. Some of us are going to be regular everyday folk.
And it is okay.
Thank you. That is,
It's okay.
it is okay.
It is
It is
okay to
okay to
be
be you.
part of the working middle class. It is okay.
Hey,
It's okay.
you're gonna hear that again, and I'm gonna say I made it up. All right.
I got you. I got you.
I ain't giving you no credit, Nefertari.
I'm
I
okay
ain't.
with
Nah,
that.
I made this up. Nefu. I made this up.
Yeah, it's
But
okay though.
it is true. And I decided a long time ago, Neff, that you know what? Sure, I could help the $1 million buyers, and occasionally I do. And I could help the $500,000 buyers, and occasionally I do. But what gives me the most joy as far as different buyers is a first time home buyer.
Oh
Helping
God.
folks realize, you know what? You might only make $60,000 a year. That may be the most you ever make, but you still deserve to be a homeowner, even down to the single mom making $30,000 in an unfair real estate market. You too still deserve to become a homeowner.
Yes.
So let's get some grants and down payment assistance together. Let's get some closing costs together. We're
Oof.
working with a new client yesterday. We snatched up $5,000 in closing costs for this young lady.
Oh,
5,000.
wow.
You can't tell me crazy faith is working. And we told this girl, her mother told her, like, this is your house. Now, if they walked in the house, even before we walked in the house, I said, this is going to be a nice house. You know, I call it that realtor sixth sense. I don't know if such a thing exists, but when I pull up in front of a house, I always look at the roof first. If the roof looks good, I start getting excited. I look at the siding.
Okay.
If the siding looks good, then there's a real good chance the inside's going to look good. And walked inside the house. She spun around in the living room and said, welcome home.
Wow.
Now, let's see if we can't beat the seller up a little bit. Let's see what we can get for you, you know, because you deserve to be home, you know, and I'm not going to put too much of Tiki's business out in the street, but he's doing something that I would have never have dreamed of doing at 24. At 24, what was most important to me? The rims on my car. Okay, I can't lie. And now talk about people today for doing what I did back in the day. Okay?
Right. You know, and that's the least of
yeah.
that's the least of Tiki's thing. That's the least of it. But you know, the idea that the only thing that I suggested to Tiki, and I keep saying suggest, is not to buy a single family home for his first home. Only because I didn't want him to have to spend his time working to pay for a house. And if he was able to, which, well, it's not if he's able to, he's, you know, you took him to see one yesterday. So he's going to have one. I'm sorry about that. I'm laughing at my sister-in-law. But he's gonna have one. And his idea is, you know, he did his research. I talked to him about just house hacking. We started off just by looking at some videos on YouTube, and it's really the idea that you have a tenant and basically they cover the majority of your mortgage and you live in the other unit for free.
Yeah.
Or for a very, very small portion of what the mortgage is. So ultimately, it would be no reason for him to leave our home and go into the automatic rat race. Right. So that was our thing. Like, you don't have to leave here to go right out to get an apartment or to get a house just because that's what you feel like you should be doing. It needs to be advantageous to you. It needs to make sense. Right. Or you can stay home. You know, not staying home and not being productive. Right. But you're home and you're saving your money and you're working. Because you know that's different. You
clean that up real quick.
Yeah. So he's home and he's productive. So you can stay until it makes sense, right? Because the reality of it is that, you know, me and your mom don't have $50,000 laying around to give you as a down payment, right? So what we can do is give you the stability, extend our stability to you, right? So you can stay here and get yourself together, save your money. You know, you're working a job that people are taking care of whole households and families with. So you should be saving aggressively.
Yes.
And you should have should be able to give us an idea of where you are when we ask, right? Because you are an adult. It's not that you're a child. So you understand that space is being shared at this point, and you are able to live on your own. So we just wanted to encourage him to not just run out and do something that would create a space where you have to go to work when you're not necessarily happy, or, you know, like mental health is a big deal, right? And there's a lot of people that are at work because they have to be.
Yeah, they're suffering. A lot of folks are suffering every day.
Right. And you've established so much debt, you've established so many things, so you have to work. And he still has to work, but when you put yourself in a position where you have a cushion you can kind of play with your own resources without
No,
relying on the resources of a job.
no. You know what? His biggest resource are you two. I
Hmm.
mean, that's it. You know, you and your wife, you're the biggest and best resource. And it goes right into the title of the show, time and money. You may not be in a position to give him, like you said, thousands of dollars of down payment. You know what? But what you're giving him time to develop that savings of his own,
Hmm.
because it's real hard to save money when you got money allocated for rent and you got all those other expenses associated with maintaining your own home. So you are doing exactly the best thing you can do,
Right. Right.
and with the hopes that, you know what, Neff, maybe one day, you know, however many years from now, he'll
Hmm.
be able to give his children the money for the down payment, you know,
Exactly.
and because each generation just doing better than the last generation.
Yep.
Each generation just stepping up, stepping up, stepping up. And to be honest with you, most millionaires and billionaires, they weren't born, they were born with that money. Their parents gave them that boot. They didn't earn it.
Right.
You know, you and I, we're hundred heirs,
Right.
so,
Right. Right.
so if our kids could be thousandaires, hey man,
That's a
that's pretty good.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it made me so, seeing, and I just could remember, I'm like, I walked through a house with Smitty, and now I'm watching him do it, and
It's gotta be great.
it just felt good to see the house through his eyes for the first time, and
Hmm.
and then kind of and letting him lead.
Yeah.
Like what do you think? What do
Hmm.
because this is a big purchase for you. You have to live with the decision. You have to make those decisions, and that's one thing that I learned from my wife. Really, really early. She was big on his opinion and his thoughts, and those were things that were just a little different for me. But I got to learn that it just makes things a little easier, right? So you got to live with your thoughts and your decisions. And another thing that I see a lot of times too, Smitty, I see a lot of people on Facebook say, you shouldn't charge your kids to live with you, right?
Hmm.
You shouldn't charge your children for living with you, but they do have to have some sort of responsibility associated with
Yes, they do.
being able to walk into a room and turn on a light,
Yeah.
right? You don't they shouldn't be paying your bills, no, but they should be understanding that at a certain age and a certain point, you existing as an adult costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just establishes responsibility. It doesn't necessarily it that's all it does. It
Mhm.
just establishes responsibility, and it's okay.
Hey,
In my opinion, it's okay.
don't nobody eat bacon for free. All right.
No,
Bacon costs
not
money, you
bacon
know,
costs money.
you know. So if you
Bacon,
got a choice, either you're gonna go get it, okay, or you're gonna make it, or you're gonna clean up after,
right.
but there's gotta be some level of participation. And Neff, other cultures do that very well. Very,
Very
very,
well.
very well. You know,
Very
we
well.
did an interview a couple days ago with a young lady, and she bought a home with her daughter and another family member. Three adults bought a home, and they bought a home that worked for all three of them. So now none of them are ever going to be house poor. None of them are ever going to be, crunch for the mortgage payment, because any one of them can meet the mortgage payment altogether by themselves. So now they too are building some heavy financial, putting some heavy financial structures, some heavy foundational things in place, to
Hmm.
take them to the next level. And the thing that I think is so crazy good about Tiki is that, what, family, we're down there shopping in Petersburg. People don't understand why I got to get my folks to understand this.
Right.
If we always buy where the prices are high, then we're going to be in the crowd. But let's go where the prices aren't as high, but are soon going to be there. All
Hmm.
right. I always say, June and I, we live in DC, we live in Dinwiddie County. I used to joke all the time. Some agents never go to Richmond. Agents like me, we never go to Dinwiddie County. It's too far
Right.
south. And look where I live now. I live far south in
Right.
Dinwiddie
Right.
County
Right.
because we saw where the market was going. And you know what? We decided we're going to get there and wait for the market. We're going to
Hmm.
plant our flag right now. And when the market gets here, we're going to profit. you know,
Right.
and that's what Tiki's looking at. He's looking at an area where it's very affordable. But family, quit sleeping on Petersburg, Hopewell, Dinwiddie County, and even places further south. I'll tell you the next boomtown, Emporia. I ain't
Wow.
been in Emporia in years. All
Me
right.
neither. I haven't either.
Oh my God, man. You
I
know, if
haven't
I
either.
had been in Emporia, it was just driving through it. Okay.
You're
But
right.
family, y'all folks, you better listen to me. I'm a real estate agent telling you, let's go to the places if we can, you know,
Hmm.
that are going to continue to grow in value and be a part of that value growth. Okay.
Right. Right.
And that's exactly. So I guess you can tell by now I lied, as I always do. I'll tell everybody, come on the show for 10 minutes. You know, and of course, it's never not 10 minutes, but you're sharing some great information, Neff, and I really, really appreciate you taking time to do so.
No
I
problem.
mean,
No
just
problem.
just just plain old regular everyday knowledge. And if you don't mind,
Hmm.
once we get Tiki all squared away, he's a homeowner. Can I get you to come back on the show?
I can, and I'll drag him along.
Thank you.
He's a super introvert, but he's really a genius. And if he really talked, especially, to people his age, especially about finances,
Yeah.
I think that they would. I mean, he would really wow people. He's really, he just got it. He just has it. So
Well, now some things we do that come natural, and some things we just have to work at. And maybe that's just be the thing that he has to work out. Maybe he
Mhm.
just has to get comfortable because, at the end of the day, no matter the matter, we always use the example of crabs in a barrel. You can't get out of the barrel if I can't get out of the barrel. Well,
Mhm.
we kind of taking that same crabs in the barrel, but we're flipping it upside down. I'm getting out of the barrel. Instead of you grabbing me, I'm gonna reach back and grab you and pull you up with me. And then you
Right.
reach back and grab somebody and pull them with us. So everybody, all us get
Everybody is
out of the
out.
barrel.
Everybody gets out.
Everybody gets out.
Everybody gets
Everybody's
out.
everybody's building generational wealth. Everybody's
Right.
wealthy. Not everybody won't be rich. That's just the
No.
truth. But you
No.
know what? We can all be wealthy.
Right.
So
Right.
let's just put a bug in his ear. I kind of got a feeling Mama can kind of get him where you need him to be.
Yeah. We'll. He loves us, and so hopefully he will come on and share some things, and just be prepared to pull a little bit, because
Right.
have your line of questions, he'll answer them, but he's probably not gonna really do a lot of freestyle talking, but
No,
he'll
that's all right.
talk though. He'll talk.
We'll
He'll
give
talk.
him the line of questioning up front. Okay.
Yeah,
And
that'll be.
and as always, I gotta do this now. You are kind. You decided to come on the show on an early Sunday morning. And how do I show my appreciation? By messing with you.
Oh goodness.
It's what I
No,
do.
but I'm rooting for you guys today.
Oh, you are?
Right?
Okay. All right.
I'm staying in the NFC East. I'm rooting
I
for
get
you guys today.
NFC Beast.
Yeah, I would love to see your brother in the Super Bowl.
It would
So
be good.
yeah, in the quarterback position. They didn't think that we could play those positions. So
Yeah.
I'm always rooting for them, no matter what team they on. But I'm a Giants fan all day. I'm a Giants fan all day. So
But I was watching some football video from back in the day. Really, in my mind, we all have different opinions, but in my mind, the player that really began to change that was Randall Cunningham. Cunningham
yeah.
and Eagles. He was the brother that just really
Oh
started
yeah.
showing,
Yeah.
you know what? These guys, all that crap in the past, can't do this, can't do that, man. Ain't nobody putting limits. No limits,
No limits.
limitless.
No limits.
Yeah.
No
Good.
limits.
So again, sister, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. But of course, then since I am an Xbox gamer, you be sure to let your son know that camping and killing, Smitty Smith, he ain't good.
Oh no, he said. Oh, he's not. He said. He said all the older guys do is camp and kill.
That's all I do.
I do when I am talking to him a little bit about it. He said no. So he don't like the camping killers. They just sit in the back, run their kills up all day.
That's all I do and talk trash. Okay, because every time I try to move through the game, I'm dead. So I find a spot So you tell Mr. Oh my God, I forgot his gamer tag. It was just on the tip of
Fidel
Fidel
Cashflow.
Cashflow. You let Mr. Even his gamer tag is on point.
Yeah.
Fidel Cashflow. You let Mr. Fidel Cashflow know that I'll be lurking about.
Okay. I will definitely let him know, Smitty.
Lurking about talking trash. All right.
I will definitely let him know.
Thanks again, Neff. You have a blessed and, of course, highly flavored day. Okay.
You as well, Smitty. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.